I'm wondering, when you read it, the script, the first time, what about it struck you and made you want to commit to it?
Yeah, well, it's a really good story. I read it and I just said, wow, you read a lot of scripts, you get offered movies, and most of them probably are 60, 70% written, and you go, oh my God, we'll fix it in pre-production. But this was pretty much done when I read it. I didn't really only had a few notes about it, but so when you get a really good script with a good story, I just jumped right on and I said, okay, I'll get involved in this.
Yeah, and it's got great, obviously great writing, attracts great actors. So
Right.
It has that, and it has wonderful characters, but it seems to come from a real authentic voice.
Yes.
I'm wondering if you could tell me a little bit about that writer-director.
Well, the writer-director, Bob Celestino, and you're absolutely right, you hit it right on the head. His father was Yonkers Joe. So he really, obviously, he lived and breathed, his father's words and what his father, taught him, and so it's a pretty incredible story. And he has a nephew who has Down syndrome, so he kind of put both stories together, which I thought was a wonderful idea. Here am I trying to make a big score to get rid of my son, and it's actually trying to get rid of my son as I learn how to love my son.
Right.
And it's almost like the boy redeems the father and the father redeems the boy. And so I thought it was brilliantly constructed, and it's really a great story for special need parents and special need children. I talk to a lot of these people, and because when I did my research, besides the gambling, I did my research with the special needs people, and I spoke to a lot of parents, and they always said how special these kids really are, and the joy that it brings to them. And some of the parents I spoke to were single parents. They broke up because of the special need kids. So it was really interesting how certain parents were able to handle it, and certain parents were not able to handle it. Actually, it cost them their divorce. So there was this feeling of loneliness with Yonkers that I wanted to have, and that self-persecution that it could have been his fault, and that I really got from a lot of these people, which really helped me a lot.
I would think from these ideas and these elements coming so closely from his life, that spending time with the director and really having an open form of communication with him during the process was even more important for this project.
Well, without a doubt. I mean, because it was Bob's father, I was able to ask him, well, how was it when he did this? And when your father was, how old when he did, and when you would talk with him, what was his feeling about this? Mm-hmm. When people asked him what he did for a living, what did he say? I mean, this was his father. His father was a hustler, so it was great. It was great to have him there. Plus, I met with this guy, Fast Jack, who was his partner, and he's in his late 70s now, and I talked with him, and so he was a great help too. So it really, I had this incredible venue of people that I could go to, so it helped me a great deal. And that's the voice that you picked up, that honesty voice.
Yeah, it very much is, and I was looking forward to a very entertaining kind of casino heist kind of film. I didn't expect it to be so emotionally involving and there would be such an investment there. It was a very nice surprise, this film was. We had the pleasure of speaking a couple of months ago on this show for about a full hour with Robert Davi.
Yes, I remember that, sure.
It was wonderful. And that's another film, The Dukes, that feels like a labor of love.
Yes.
Much like this one. Yeah,
exactly. Robert wrote and directed that. And, I enjoy working with first-time directors. I enjoy working with independent filmmakers because, they take chances, and that's what I like.
And that's what I was wondering, as opposed to your basic big studio project, on an independent film, from a actor standpoint, when you're crafting a performance, is there any kind of different dynamic at play? Is it helpful or indifferent?
Well, usually the script is just different. Most of the big movies, they're always worried about not offending a certain demographic, and certain stars are there for the wrong reasons, not because they're perfect for the part, but because they're more of a box office than a name, But Independent, it's all about the work. It's nothing but all about the work.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about the independent films. Because anybody who's doing independent movies, you're not making a lot of money. So it's really, they're there they really want to be there. And it's really a labor of love. And that's what I love about it.
I asked you at the top about your decision to do this movie and what went into that. Has your decisions, your criteria for choosing a role, changed or evolved throughout your career?
That's a good. That's a very good question. I don't know. Yes, in a way. I try to do more roles that I'm going to be. I feel like the movie could be really good. I read a script and I go, well, okay, it's a good script, and okay, who's directing it? Okay, I take a meeting with the director. Wow, he seems confident, and he has passion. Okay, that's good. Who else is in it, and who's producing it? If all those answers are yes, I go, well, we got a shot for something good to happen here. A shot. Now, it's not definite now, but at least you have a shot. But have I done some movies where I knew right away going into it that, forget it, this movie's not, who's going to see this movie? I'm not sure. And, it was more of a risk or more of a money job. Has that happened to me a few times? Yeah. Now I really just try to do movies that I'm very proud of. Guide to Recognizing Your Saints and, and Yonkers Joe. And I've just done another one called Once More with Feeling. That just got accepted at the Sundance. At the Sundance Film Festival, and it's a wonderful film, and I'll be going up there to support that. So, I love films that are labor of love. The Dukes, all these films. And look, sometimes they make money, sometimes they don't. But that's not I can't control that. All I do is try to do good work. That's all I do.
And you are, and I think you should be very proud of the work you've been doing in these films. And I know you're pressed for time, so I'll let you go. But let me just tell you, thank you so much for the work that you've done, and we're big admirers of you on the show. And please come back to us anytime.
Anytime. I appreciate that, and thank you very much. God bless. Thank you.